Do you see it?
No.
Okay, let me try again.
Can you go to the green button? On the bottom it says share screen.
Yeah.
And click on it.
Advanced sharing options. Who can share? All participants. Who can share? Let's see. Haley, I need you again. Okay.
Oh, okay, great. Now I
You
can.
see it, but you only see, you don't see it in a full presentation mode, right?
No, we don't.
Okay, so when I put it in full presentation mode, which I'm about to do, then I'm not going to be able to see any chat or anything else.
He made you co-host, so I think you can.
You can now, but it's depends on your settings. Yeah, you know, in the bottom there's a chat button. You should click on it, so you have a chat windows and you can put it whatever you want on your screen. Then you can make it full screen and you can use both. Try it now.
Okay, I've got chat popped out, but let me go ahead and try to get my screen in full mode, presentation mode.
Let's click on that one.
With the chat still there. Okay, so now I see my chat. So that's super helpful. And then the last thing I want to do to practice with before we get a lot of people on here is how would I pull up my website, toggle between a website and the slideshow while sharing?
You want to share your website too, or?
Yeah, I'd like to be able to pull it up and do a demo periodically.
Okay, so you know, exit share screen, please.
Okay, I'll share. Okay, so I'll stop sharing and then I just pull it up, right?
Yes. Click on share again.
Share again?
Yes. You know, you have two options: share your desktop or your application. So if you share your desktop, so you are able to share whatever there is on your desktop, such as a PowerPoint or website or whatever else. So I prefer to share your desktop, not just application.
Okay, I think that's what I was doing. I think I was sharing my desktop.
Yes, just share your desktop, and whenever you want, you can minimize your PowerPoint and open whatever you want. Yes, now we can share your desktop. So that's great.
Okay, so now you see the PowerPoint, and in a minute, I'm going to minimize that and pull up the website. Okay.
Just make sure there's not something like a sensitive information or something.
Yeah, there's not.
Okay, that's great.
Okay. All right, I'm going to pop out for just a minute and I will be back.
Okay, great. I'm gonna leave the room, but by the way, if you need me or if there's something wrong, just tell Zara, and she's next to me. She can talk.
Awesome. Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. Anyway, I'm here.
Okay, Jenny, we see you at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, but let's keep the room open, please. Because, okay, that's great.
Hey, Haley? Can I use your computer? Keeping it up? That's fine. I just need another computer on while I'm doing this presentation so I can see what people are seeing. So I sent it to you. I sent you the link.
It might be dead. That's like stuck. Here, figure it out.
No, I can't just figure it out. That's not cool.
camera's broken. Because look. Like the keypad is.
So there. Am I off Zoom already?
No. Can you use part of your computer?
Can you help me set it up, hon?
Jennifer, by any chance, can we record this or no?
Did you say something, Zara?
Yes, can we record this presentation or no, since it's USCIS?
You know, how about you go for it, and then if we need to get rid of it, you can.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thanks. It's okay if we record it, but if later on they tell us we have to remove it, we should remove it, okay? Thank you, Ali.
Get rid of these boxes that don't matter with Zoom.
So Jennifer, you're a community relations officer in San Francisco, huh?
I am, yeah.
How lucky. I used to live in San Jose.
Oh, yeah?
But I moved to LA, yeah, and we used to work with Nina.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, you mean you used to work with her when you were...
No, not at USCIS, at
right.
Clark. She used to be our community relation officer there.
Got it,
I mean,
got
she
it.
still is, I think, but I moved here, now it's
Yeah.
great. So that, I mean, I used to, like, I went to high school and college in Bay Area.
Nice.
So I looked at, oh my God, San Francisco. Good old days.
Yeah. All right. Can you see my screen, what I'm doing right now?
I can, yes, yeah.
Okay. Just sort of fiddling, but I want to just make this as relevant as possible for your audience. So I'm just tinkering for a minute.
Perfect, thank you.
And I'll tell you, the first thing I plan on asking them, Zara, is do you have a particular thing that you would like to know about? And I'm going to just look at what people say, because that will help inform what I do.
think most likely they're going to ask you about their My USCIS account. I don't know
Okay.
if you're going to talk about that today or not, but
I am going to talk about it. I tell you, the only challenge is that, you know, there is no dummy account for me to
I see, okay.
Explain things very clearly. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
But I'll try my best, and
Okay.
that which I can't do, we can do some follow-up offline.
And probably they're going to talk about their issues that they have recently. Some G28s, they get email that if you want to keep G28
Oh no,
or
really?
yeah, so
Okay.
they're probably going to ask some personal, I mean, their personal related questions to their sites. So
yeah, that's fine. To be honest, though, you know, the online account experience is not our jurisdiction, so our understanding of it at a deep level is not high.
Yes.
As a community relations officer, that's not.
Yeah.
I'll be hard pressed to.
Isn't it like different private company monitor it, correct?
Well, I mean, there's contractor staff that does a lot of it. It's a whole operation that runs the contact center.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a army of folks, and the tech piece to that has had a lot of problems, which is why people are asking about it, which I understand. there unfortunately is not good solutions. Some people are getting into situations where they're just not able to break through to a person. And I can speak to some of that stuff.
Yes, okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, the other question I have is how long do you want me to talk, including Q&A?
We usually go till 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Okay, that's perfect.
It's up to you. It's usually other webinars are till 4. Because I know 40 people, not all of them, not everyone gonna show up, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
And then another issue is it's gonna probably, some people ask about how to, like citizenship questions, like it's gonna be totally irrelevant to this.
Yeah, that's
So,
fine.
yeah, so
Yeah, no problem. I'll catch everything I can.
perfect, thank you.
It's funny though, we usually do these on WebEx. And then recently we've been moving to Microsoft Teams. I mean, Zoom is really easy. It's, I'm just used to 2 screens.
Yes.
So when I don't have that, I get thrown for a loop.
Yes. But are you guys gonna go back? I mean, as of June 15, it's gonna be live or no? Still gonna be with Zoom or
A little bit of both.
do both?
Yeah.
Because I
Okay.
know some grants are requesting that live as of July.
Some what are?
Some grants we have, like, we have like know your rights stuff. They're asking us to have live seminars as of July.
Interesting. As contingents on the grant. That's a little bit odd. I mean, hopefully it'll work out just fine, but it shouldn't be contingent if it's not safe.
Oh, well, they're opening. What I heard, they're opening everywhere as of June 15. So
Yes, I hope that's right. But if things change, things change. So the only other thing I'd wanted to figure out here is when I am so I am sharing my screen right now.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I go into this mode, a participant, I am seeing you still. I'm seeing pictures of people, but I need to go back and, sorry, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute and do what I was guided to do, which is to pull out the chat bar. Let's see if this, let's see.
Do you want me to grab Ali Reza?
Not yet. Let me see. So I've got chat. I'm seeing chat now, but if I start sharing my screen again. I'm not seeing it anymore.
Okay, let me call him again. علی رضا تلفن تو جواب بده.
Let's see. Stop sharing my screen. Pull up chat.
He says click on chat.
Yeah.
And then what, Ali?
همون فروی چت کلیک کنن چون الان چتی توی سیستم نیست به خاطر همین چیزی نمیبینه ولی
No, because when she goes on chat, the PowerPoints go away.
Yeah. And then what?
اوکی اول چت رو باید بزنه برای که چت رو کلیک کرد باید بعد شیر اسکرین کنه.
He says first click chat and then share screen.
Okay. I seem to have it right now. I don't know how long it's going to last, but we'll just go with this.
Okay.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
من ویدیوتون رو دارم روی یوتیوب میبینم اگه مشکل بود حالا اوکی.
Just call me. Okay, thanks.
باشه.
Bye. Jennifer, we have 6 people, but over 40 people registered. So
Mhm.
let's give 5 more minutes
Sure,
and start at 3:05 if it's okay.
that's fine. So what I will do is, so for the folks who are on the call,
Mhm.
if everybody would make sure that they can see chat, I'm going to ask people something in chat and ask them to respond in chat if they can.
Perfect.
Okay, so I just put in chat a question for those folks who are on the call. I will introduce myself as soon as we get a little bit more people, but while we're waiting, if you wouldn't mind, if you have an answer to this question, one piece of information that you hope to learn today. Are you interested in the contact center? Are you interested in how to get documents? Are you interested in processing times? Are you interested in finding out how to apply for green cards for your cousin? You know, anything. Just want to get a sense of what people are hoping to hear.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and translate what you said because I haven't seen any response. دوستان خانم جنیفر کامیونیتی ریلیشن آفیسر در اداره مهاجرت هستن. میخوان سوالشون اینه تو چت یک لغت هر کی استفاده کنه یا یه جمله که امروز میخوان چی یاد بگیرین، میخواین راجع به هر چی که میخواین یاد بگیرین لطف کنین تو چت تایپ کنین. مرسی.
Okay, great. I see from Sahar.
Yes.
Interested in hearing more about the processing time for citizenship. I'll definitely cover that. That's great.
Someone else is asking to renew green card, please.
Okay, super. We'll talk about that. Unusual processing time. Okay, I'm going to write this stuff down so I don't forget it.
Okay, 2 people are asking about processing time and 1 renew green card. Actually, 3 people processing time.
Okay.
I don't know, Mr. Kevin, is your question regarding citizenship processing time?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So 3 citizenship.
Okay.
Citizenship for spouse.
Citizenship for spouse. Okay. We may not be talking about online tools all that much.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's not gonna happen. I mean, mostly gonna be question about immigration, then tools and online.
Yeah. So Zara, when we get going, Daniel says he's waiting about 16 months. When we get going, you'll need to let me know if
Mhm.
you would like to translate everything I say, or just, stop me when it's something that you think needs to be translated.
At beginning, I will ask, like last time, everyone, they knew basic English and they could understand. But this time I will ask if anyone needs help with translation, then I will translate. If they all understand English, then you will talk. And then if someone couldn't understand, they could just put in chat and I can explain it to them. I mean, I can translate it to them.
Okay.
We'll see the audience if they need translation today.
Okay. Now, do you see, did my screen just change for you, or do you
Your
still see the
screen
whole
got
thing?
smaller, yeah.
Is it significantly smaller?
I can see the other PowerPoints on the bottom of the
You do?
thing.
Okay. I'll get rid of that then. Just playing around with different views.
Oh. So far we have 9 people. Can we talk and ask to?
Yep. Why don't you go ahead and start?
Okay. با سلام دوستان، من زهرا هستم از پارسی کوالیتی سنتر لس آنجلس آفیس. امروز مهمانمون خانم جنیفر هستن. ایشون آفیسر کامیونیتی ریلیشن آفیسر در سان فرانسیسکو هستن. بحث امروزمون راجع به آنلاین تولز و چطوری میتونیم از مزایا و کمک بگیریم از وبسایت و آنلاین تول در اداره مهاجرت، یعنی از سایت اداره مهاجرت. ولی چند تا از دوستان سوالهای دیگه هم داشتن. خانم جنیفر گفتن به سوالات ریسپاند میدن، جواب سوالا رو میدن، ولی امروز بیشتر راجع به آنلاین تول هستش که چجوری از سایت اداره مهاجرت استفاده کنیم به بهترین روش. Officer, thank you for joining us. And you will, I told clients that, I told people who are watching that this today is going to be about online tools, but you said it's okay to, if they have any other questions and you are willing to respond to their questions. This presentation will be till 4:05. And thanks for joining us today, Officer. And it's all yours.
Okay, great. You can hear me all right? Does everyone hear me? Thumbs up?
Yes.
Okay, super. All right. So yes, thank you so much for inviting me. And I am basically, I'm subbing in for the community relations officer who you normally see. Grace is currently doing something now. So I think she had a personal matter, so she was going to not be able to do it today. But my name is Jennifer LaForce, and I am a community relations officer based in San Francisco. And what I had planned on talking about today, but I'm completely fine being flexible, is just generally making sure you understand what our agency is. And I think if everybody does, that will be just 1 or 2 slides. And going over the online tools. And the reason that I want to do that is because if you have immigration applications in our system right now, if you have applied for things, then you're probably wanting to know information. These tools can be very helpful because right now the contact center, which is the individuals, people who are giving out information, are very difficult to get to. In fact, the way they have them set up, you're not even able to get to a person unless there's a certain number of decisions that have been made with a computer beforehand. So we want to help you get information using our website, and you'd be surprised how much you can actually get. I'll talk a little bit about the online accounts. If some of you are interested in getting them, there are some advantages related to information. And then we'll talk a little bit about citizenship in general, and we'll open the questions up to some of the things that you mentioned in chat. So as we go forward, if you have any questions that questions about what I'm saying, put them in chat and I will look at them and I will either answer them right then, or I will wait until the end, depending on if I know I'm going to get into that later. I might just skip it for then, or if it seems like it's better because it's a whole new topic, I might mention it later at the end. So that is the plan.
Jennifer,
Zara, you have any comments?
Yes, let
Yeah.
me ask people if they do understand English or they want me to
Mhm.
translate what you are talking
Yes.
about. دوستان یعنی لازم هست که من ترنسلیت کنم زبان انگلیسی به فارسی رو یا اینی که همگی اوکی هستین با زبان انگلیسی که صحبت میکنن؟ اگر I understand everything. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
اگه کسی احتیاج داره که من ترنسلیت بکنم، اگر نه وقت ترنسلیت که بخوایم ترنسلیت کنیم من نگیرم. Okay, I understand everything. I don't know.
Who else besides Daniel? We want to make sure everybody who's on the call is going to get as much as they can out of this.
دوستان اگه همه
Anybody
متوجه
else feel like it'd be good?
Okay, let's just go ahead and talk in English and if someone doesn't understand, good so far. Okay, perfect. If someone doesn't understand, they can just put it on chat that if they need more explanation. Okay, perfect.
That sounds great.
Most of people can understand. Perfect.
Okay.
I'm here, but I will go off camera. If anyone has any question, I see chat and I can be helped here.
Sounds good. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And I will speak more slowly. I will definitely try to do that. Yes. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Let's see. So as far as who we are, I think the most important thing that I want to make sure everyone is clear on is who we are not. So U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services is one of 3 immigration-related agencies in the overall Department of Homeland Security. Okay, the other 2 agencies are on the slide here. You have Customs and Border Protection. You have Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, known as ICE, and us, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Now, the Customs and Border Protection are the individuals who are at ports of entry, and their job is to ensure that people and items, goods that enter the United States have permission. The ICE department or agency is responsible for law enforcement and removing people who either did not come with permission or came with permission and overstayed their visas or did something that would disallow them from staying in the United States any longer. United States Immigration Services, my agency, we interview people for benefits. So if you have an application or a petition, we review it, we interview some people. We don't have to interview all people for all applications, and we give decisions. We give decisions on asylum, refugee status, temporary protected status, extending visas, non-immigrant visas, work authorization, green cards, and naturalization. Those are just some of the big ones. But the big difference is that U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services is not law enforcement. Okay. Now, I want to share one thing about our website up front. We have on our website a location, and it's in the slide right here. It's uscis.gov/outreach. And this is a really good place to be familiar with, because if you ever want a presentation like the one you are getting now privately, you may click on the upcoming local events area and you can find out what other types of presentations are happening. In San Francisco, we have a different public presentation every week. And I will share the flyer with Zara at the end of this. So for example, we have coming up in Immigration 101, how to get naturalization, how to petition for relatives, etc. Those are the types of topics. There are also national presentations that you can find by clicking on the upcoming national events. I will show you a demo of these in a few minutes. I additionally want to share with you this area which says avoid scams. This is a really good place to go if you have concerns about hearing about scams or feeling like you have been taken advantage of. You can go to this location. Okay. So if you get on our website and you want to find out some information and you don't know where to start, the best thing to do is to start with our electronic assistant, and her name is Emma. And Emma will show up on the screen as soon as you start to move and activate the screen. And you can ask Emma anything, and that she will then give you some links. So in a minute, I will show you Emma, and I will use Emma to ask the question, how do I file for naturalization? Or how do I get citizenship for my spouse? So those, we'll do a couple of those and see what she says. The nice thing about Emma, she's in Spanish and English, and she does not need complete sentences or necessarily proper grammar in order to get you what you're looking for. Okay. The online tools is an area of our website that is the point of this presentation. And the way you get to this is by being on our website, the main part of our website, and you're going to see a word that says tools. If you click on this, you will get to this screen. If you click on this, you are going to get to all of these different places. This is like Grand Central Station for getting information. Okay. So let's go into our website and let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. So you are looking at the website. Does everybody see it? Zara, can you just verbally confirm?
دوستان همه میتونن ببینن؟
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, I don't know how to get rid of this right here. I apologize. I think it's because it's my personal computer. I'm trying to hide it, but I don't know how to. So bear with that. When you are on our website, the first thing to note is that you want to make sure it is our website, because there are many websites that look like our website. And the big difference is that it has GOV for government at the back of it. If you typed in USCIS.com, you will probably get an immigration website, but that website will probably ask you for money and it will not be our website. So be careful about knowing what a government website looks like. It will always have GOV in the back. All right, I mentioned a minute ago this Emma. So here I am on the website, and I'm going to start scrolling downwards. And do you see on the top right what just appeared? Do you see the Emma up here? She wasn't there a minute ago. I actually had to start scrolling, and all of a sudden she appeared. So here's Emma. Let's click on her, and let's ask her a question. Let's do, How can I find out about my naturalization application? Send. And what she gives us is a number of different links that we can, that we can explore to see if it is what the information is that we want. So in this particular moment, she gave us the actual application. Well, that's not what we want. So let's try again. Let's say I want to find out about my processing times. Let's see what she says. She's going to take us to another link that shows processing times. Well, this is really helpful to us because you're trying to figure out how long you should wait. So let's click on this processing times and see where it takes us. This is a very important part of our website because for those of you who are trying to figure out how long a naturalization application is taking in your area, which would be in Los Angeles area, this is where you want to come. What you will do is the following. You will see here it says form, and we're going to click on any number of the forms that we have. Let's click on N400, right? The naturalization application, because that's what most of us are dealing with at this point. And then we're going to click on the field office that will be holding and your application. So I know in Los Angeles, there's a couple different field offices, but Zara, do you just want to tell me one that most of the people would be at? Would they be at San Fernando or San Bernardino? Santa Ana, you're on mute, Zara.
Los Angeles County.
Okay, Los Angeles County. So I'm going to go back up to L. There we go, Los Angeles County, right? And right above that is just Los Angeles. So you do need to know where your application is going to be sent to. So I'm going to click on Los Angeles County, and then I'm going to click on Get Processing Times. And what it does is it gives me these two numbers. So how do we read these two numbers? The way you read this is that for 50% of the time, 50% of the applications are taking, naturalization applications, are taking about 8.5 months to complete. 8.5 months. Now, 93% of the applications will be done by 17 months. So there's the window. But the window is 50% will be done within 8 months and 17 will be done, or 93% will be done in 17 months. So that's a pretty big window. But what I would take from that, if I were you on the call and you have a naturalization application, look at your appointment notice and see when your application was accepted by our agency. When was it filed? You're going to see something called a receipt date. And then start doing some math. 8 months ahead of that date. If you are coming close to that window, there is a reasonably good chance that you will be receiving an invitation to come to an interview very soon. Okay? But let's say you don't get that invitation and you're becoming worried. Let me ask Daniel, since I see you on chat. Do you happen to know, Daniel, what your filing date is? Do you have your receipt notice? And you can type into chat or just tell me what the date is that our agency accepted your naturalization application.
Can I say that? Excuse me, can I say that?
Yeah.
January 8, 2020.
Okay, January 8, 2020. So we're going to go with that date.
Thank you.
So if it's January 8th of 2020, then you know that according to the numbers here, best case scenario, you should have gotten an interview maybe about 8 months later. Okay. So that would be September of 2020. Now, have you received an interview yet? Or have you
No,
received an invitation? Okay.
No, can I say something? You know, I working in the Los Angeles, but I live in the Fresno.
You live in Fresno. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then you would not be looking at the Los Angeles County processing time. You would be looking at the Fresno processing time. So let's
Can you
go
do
back
that
and
for
do
me?
it. No problem. This is practice for us.
Thank
So
you.
what I'm
Thank
going to
you.
do, Daniel, is I'm going to change the field office to Fresno.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Now you all on the call can change this to whatever you want it to be for you, but it's
Thank you.
always going to be the same process. So here's Fresno. So now let's click on processing times and see what numbers we get. Okay. So now we've got different numbers here, Daniel. Now we have a window where 50% of the naturalization applications are being completed in how much time?
60 months.
No,
50% are being completed in the first number. What's that first number?
12 and a half.
Good. 93% of the cases will be completed by the Fresno field office in how many months?
60 months.
Yes. Okay. So let's go back to your date, January 8th of 2020. Has it been 12 months? 12 months would be January 8th of 2021, and you have not been called. Okay. So you're still out. You have not been called in that window that of the 50%. Now, what
Yes.
I want to do is now you have to look to see, this is a window. This is not a guarantee. But what I'd like to now show you, Daniel, and everybody else on the call, how to find out if your case is officially late, because you need to know that. Why? Because if it is officially late, then you need to contact the agency through the contact center or some of the other ways I can show you in a moment and tell us, we don't know what's going on with my case, what's happening. But if it's not officially late and it's just late by your opinion, then if you contact us, you're not going to get much information, because they're simply going to say, it's just pending. We have a backlog and I'm sorry. So with that said, let's scroll down a little further. And I want everyone to look at this information under the blue bar. Okay. The receipt date for a case inquiry for the people who should contact us is February 1st of 2020. So Daniel, you go back to your receipt notice. If your receipt notice is earlier than February 1st, 2020, then your case is officially outside normal processing times. So Daniel, is your case outside normal processing times?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So Daniel, when we get off this call, you can speak with Zara, and you can you could do a couple things. You can contact the contact center and ask them for an update and let them know that it is officially outside of normal processing times. That's probably the best thing to do, because your case is late. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Now, does anybody else want to give me a filing date, and we can do this one more time? Anybody else on the call? No? Okay. All right. Then we're going to leave this section.
May I say something?
go
Sure
ahead.
can.
Excuse
Go
me.
ahead.
Can I say something?
Uh-huh.
I contacted them for 1 week ago, and they told me it's between 17 to 24 months.
In
This is the
Fresno?
Yeah, this is the that one I confusing. Why they told me that something else, and you check now is something else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's go back, and I see Kevin's got another one we're going to do. So we're going to go back to this again. So before, and I'm going to give you a more piece of information now, and then I'm going to answer you, Daniel.
Thank you.
But a moment ago, I showed you how to get to that area of our website using Emma. And remember, you have to start scrolling down on the website, and she appears on the right-hand side. But now what I'd like to direct you to is the location where you can get a whole bunch of tools in one place and not rely on Emma. I mentioned earlier, you can go to the tools word on the website. And when you get to the tools word, you get to this online tools and resources, and you click it. And you're going to get to this area. And this is a really important area. Can you see that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So on this tools and resources, I'm going to scroll down until I find the same link that Emma took us to, but it's in this index form. It's case processing time. So the processing time that they gave us today for Fresno, you say, is different than the time that they told you, I guess, at the contact center. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So my answer to you there is that these numbers are changing regularly because we are trying to, as quickly as possible, move work around so the wait time is less. So if they told you how many months?
Between 17 to
They told you
24
what?
months.
Okay. And this is a naturalization application?
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes,
you filed it in Fresno?
Now the case is my green card was expired, and between I waiting for my expired green card, I applied for citizenship.
Okay, no
And
problem.
they continue both case together and send to the Fresno. And
Okay.
they show I don't need take any no more
Fingerprints.
fingerprint. Yes, they said
So-
they use the old one.
Yes. So Daniel, here's my biggest question. When you got your receipt notice, when you filed your naturalization application, did you file it with an address of Fresno or somewhere else?
No, Fresno.
Okay.
Fresno.
Well, then all I can tell you is that the window they gave you has either changed and it's gotten much better, or they were not, or they gave you bad information, because we are looking together. We're all watching the same thing. We're looking up Fresno's processing times, and this is what it's saying. And these do get updated.
Jennifer, can you check I-90 to see if that's up to 24 months? Probably, Mr. Daniel, I don't know, because I
Sure.
think green card is longer right now.
Okay, let's look at the I-90. Okay, so Daniel, I've thrown my presentation out the door. But that's okay, because Kevin, I haven't forgotten about you. I'm going to do you next.
Thank you.
But let's say, Daniel, and everybody who's on this call, I want to make sure you understand about green cards. With an I-90 is the form you use if your green card has expired and you need a new one, right?
Yes.
Now, if you file for naturalization and your green card still has 6 months left on it when you file for naturalization, then you do not need to file for a new green card. You do not need to file for a new green card, okay? Why? because you have been responsible and you filed timely. And the fact that the agency has backlogs that are keeping you from getting your new green card is sort of not your fault, right? So the agency is saying, we understand that it's our fault. It's our problem. It's our backlog. So what they are doing is they are allowing people to come into their local field office and get a stamp that will allow them 6 extra months of a green card by evidence of their passport. Okay. And if you still haven't had your naturalization application, then you can request an additional stamp in your passport. But Daniel, I am going to guess that the reason that you filed for a new green card is because when you filed your naturalization application, you had less than 6 months left. Is that right?
No, this is, I had 3 months. How can I explain? Maybe I try to explain. My green card was expired 03/2018. Oh, sorry, no, 03/2020.
Okay.
And 3 months before I applied and I paid the fee. And in December 2020, I applied for the US citizen. And I pay fee to again.
Okay. Hold on one second.
خانم زهرا thank you از کمک شما.
خواهش میکنم اگه کمکی چیزی خواستیم با آفیس پارس تماس بگیریم، ما در خدمتتون هستیم.
خیلی لطف میکنیم. من کلاس دارم، کلاس سیتیزنشیپ هم از طریق همون پارس دارم میام الان. خیلی لطف میکنیم.
شما همشهری منم هستین، مال فرزنو.
مرسی خانم، لطف دارین. من سعیمو میکنم با انگلیسی اوکی باشم، ولی حالا ببینیم اگه گیر کردم باید کمک کنم.
اگه گیر کردین حتما به من بگین. چشم.
من یه توضیح کوچیک بدم تا این خانم میان. ببینید گرین کارت من مارچ 2020 تموم بوده. من 3 ماه قبلش تقاضا کردم برای گرین کارت.
بله.
پیشم پرداخت کردم. بعد توی دسامبر 2020 تقاضای سیتیزنی کردم.
بله.
ولی دوباره فی اونم دادم و الان 16 ماه منتظر هستم.
Okay. Okay, what he said he applied for his green card to renew his green card March of 2020, and then for citizenship he applied 12/2020. So 3 months prior expiration of his green card. درسته آقای دانیال؟ 3 ماه قبل از اینی که باطل شه اپلای کردیم برای green card.
Okay. Yeah. So that explains it, right? You had to file because you did not file with 6 months left on your green card. You only had 3 months left on your green card.
Yes, that's right.
So that's why you had to file. Okay. So I don't know what you're talking about as far as the window. We're looking at I-90s right now, and that window is 7 to 12 months. So I don't have an answer, but I want to move on to make sure everybody else has a time to check in with us as well. So this has been a lot of time for just one case. I'm going to move on. If you need to have a side conversation with me afterwards, we can do so.
Thank you so much.
All right, so Kevin, let's do you real fast. Kevin is also applying for naturalization. So I'm going to click down here on naturalization. And Kevin, go ahead and tell us what field office. Oh, you do. Santa Ana. Perfect. So now I'm going to click on Santa Ana. There it is. And I'm going to click Get Processing Time. And then I want you, Kevin, to tell me the answer to this question. 50% of the naturalization applications in Santa Ana are being completed in how many months?
Mr. Fat.
Oh, he's on chat. 13, exactly. He says 13 in the chat. 93% of the naturalization applications that are being adjudicated or decided upon in Santa Ana are done in how many months? Perfect. Kevin, I now want you to type in the date that your receipt date, the date that you filed your naturalization application and that we received it. What's that date? Okay, so April 30th of 2020. All right, so if we add 13 months to April 30th of 2020, we get May of 2021. We're in May of 2021 right now, right? So I am not alarmed that you have not yet received your interview notice, but my guess is you may receive it soon. Now, I would not tell you or encourage you to try to contact the contact center because you're not going to get any information because there's no problem with your case other than the fact that there are just a lot of people in front of you. So let me look down to confirm that I'm telling you the truth. Let's scroll down here and look at what the receipt date should be for you to contact us. The receipt date is February 20th of 2020. If your receipt date is before February 2nd of 2020, you have a case that's officially outside normal times. That's not you. But you can continue to check this date. It will change. This number is going to change every month. And if you do not get an interview in the next couple months, hopefully you will. But if you don't, this is how you find out whether or not it's time to knock on the agency's door. Okay? I think we've beat this down. We got this. All right, good. Let's go back and talk about some other ways you can get information from us. All right. Now, we talked about Emma. We talked about case processing times. Case status online. Okay. Case status online. I'm going to click on it. And in theory, it's going to come up any second now. Sorry, bear with me. Here we go. Okay. So you can, remember how I keep asking everybody about their receipt notice? Is there anybody on this call that does not know what their receipt is, their receipt number, and what a receipt notice is? Because we can't talk about anything else if you don't know that. The receipt notice is what you get that when you file something, so the agency says, we got it. We got it. We got your application. We got your money. We got your documents. Okay. And then they send this piece of paper back and it's going to have a number. Now you have an alien number. It's like a social security number for immigration. But your receipt number is also a unique number just for you. And it links you to that particular application. So Kevin, you would have a receipt notice for your naturalization application, but you would have a different receipt notice if you filed for adjustment of status a couple of years ago. Or you would have a different receipt notice, Daniel, for your I-90 green card replacement application. So I just want to make sure you're clear on that. You can come onto this part of our website and type in your receipt notice, and click check case status, and you can get a sense of what's going on in your case. Okay.
Can I try? Can I give my number? Can you try that one?
If you are comfortable giving your number, you may. I'm not going to tell you, but I would not ask for it. Do you want to?
Yes, yes, of course.
All right, let's do it. Type it in, type it into chat. Type it in the chat.
Okay, okay. Sorry, 1 minute. I try.
As Daniel is doing this, I want to make sure everybody understands something. What you are going to get back here is not a high level of detail. It's going to let you know if you've been scheduled or what step in the process generally your case is. Okay, so I'm going to type in what Daniel said, and let's just see what happens. That didn't work. Two 090048690. Okay, here we go. Do I have the right number? I think I do.
Is right.
Check case status. Okay, here's what it says for you, Daniel.
Yep.
Your case was updated to show that fingerprints were taken on January 22nd.
This is
related to
removal.
your.
It's removal of condition. That's why it's that long.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened? Can you explain, please? What do I
آقای
do?
دانیل if you don't mind به شماره پارس زنگ بزنید من براتون اکسپلین میکنم. این گرین کارت رینیو نیست. شما با ازدواج گرین کارت گرفتیم برای همین طولانی تره برای رینیو کرد برای کاندیشنال رو ریموو کردن. لطف کنیم به پارس زنگ بزنید من باهاتون صحبت میکنم.
مرسی خانم، مرسی.
اوکی ممنون.
Okay.
He's
So
gonna
Zara,
call
you
off.
just told him you guys will talk about this differently because he didn't give the right information about his case. Yeah. Okay. No problem. It's confusing. It's confusing, but we're going to move on. But this gives you a good sense of where Daniel actually is in the process and what happens next. So it basically says he's had his fingerprints done. And it also reminds him, it doesn't say when he's going to get his next appointment notice, but it does. I mean, I can tell you your next one's going to be both a 751 and a naturalization application at the same time. You're going to do both at the same time. But it also says something interesting here that brings me to another important point. If you move, you should go to this link and give your new mailing address. So I do want to get to that next. I want to go back to our tools list. And I want to click on the address change. Remember, we go to tools, the word, then we click on the box, and then we get this Grand Central Station of links. And one of them says change address online. I'm sorry, I'm struggling to do this on my Mac. Change address. Let's click on this. It's really important that you change your address with us. You're able to move. You can move. You can move. But what you can't do is just tell the Postal Service and hope that we find out about it. You actually have to change your application with us. And there are 2 ways to do it. 3 if you're special, and I'll talk about that next. The first one, if you have an online account, a private account, you can do it by simply typing it in there. If you are just somebody who filed with paper, then you can click on this change of address link and it will ask you to update your information here. Okay. And you will tell them, it says continue, and you give them the old address, you give them the new address, and it will upload into our system. If you are somebody who, I'm not going to show you anymore because this is, it basically asks you if you filed an immigration application, you write yes, and it'll ask a different question, and you put your case number down. It's a naturalization application, let's say. And then you put your receipt number in again, that receipt number everyone's always asking about. You put your zip code in, whether it be Fresno or Santa Ana. You add your name, etc. That's it. But if you are somebody who has a application that is considered confidential, like let's say it's related to domestic violence or victim, a U visa or a T visa, trafficking visa, then you will need to come here and actually do a paper change of address, because we don't want people having access electronically to your address, or worse, having somebody go in there and being able to change information, your address, without you knowing, and get USCIS notifications that they're not supposed to have. So it's online. You can do it if you have a my USCIS online account. 2, you can do it here or at this tools place. Or 3, you do a paper change of address if there's privacy concerns. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and talk about online accounts, because we mentioned it a couple times. Why would you want an online account? If you create an online account, it's going to look something like this. You put your email in, you create a password, and it lets you file the application. I'm going to go back to your PowerPoint here. It's going to let you file the application online. You don't need to put a stamp on it. You don't need to worry about whether or not it got there because there's delays with the lockbox. You simply upload it just like you would pressing email to send something to a friend. So this slide right here gives you some of the benefits. You can file your applications online. You can pay the fee online. You can check your case status and get more detail online. If you're not sure if a notice came to you, we will still mail it to you, but you will also receive it online. If the agency asks you for additional information, you can send it to us electronically, like a birth certificate or a court document. You can change your address online. You can submit a case inquiry, not just a case status, like what's going on, but you can actually ask additional information that I will share with you in a minute. And you can basically just send us messages back and forth much more quickly and in a controlled and secure way. The agency wants you to do it this way, but some people, it just doesn't work for them, and that is okay. You don't get an interview faster. You don't have a better shot at getting a positive decision. It's all neutral. It's simply a matter of less paperwork in the world and efficiencies with the agency. Okay. So if you want to set up an account, you would go right to our website, and there's a little thing, a little box that says file online. And you would open up an account, create it. You got to create a password, and then you can start actually applying online. Naturalization applications are online. If you filed an application on paper and you want to now open an account, you can do that second. You don't have to, just because you didn't initially open an account, you can follow the directions online, click create an account, and you can move your naturalization application into an account 3 months later, 4 months later, whatever, doesn't matter. So that's some good things about the online accounts. Okay. Now, I'm going backwards because I need to show you something else. We talked about the check case status, and we just did Daniel's. This is the only other thing I really want to show you. And that is something called an e-request. I'm going to go back to the demo and I'm going to show you where to find the e-request and what it does for you. You ready? Going back to my website. I don't know what is going on with this website. Why does it look like this? Sorry, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute because I don't know why this screen share looks so odd to me.
Peggy, we can hear you.
Okay. Daniel, get off mute and tell me what our website is. www what?
www.us sorry 1 minute USCIS.gov.
Are you sure it's not .com?
No. .com is they're coming to charge me.
Good. You got it. That was a test. Okay, so
Thank
we're
you
on
so
the right
much.
website. We're on the right
Yes.
website. Now, we're not going to go to Emma, but I'm going to go to the tools area, right? That's where we find all those awesome links.
Jennifer, we don't have your screen.
Oh dear. Thank you.
No.
Sorry.
Now
Okay.
we have.
No, it's fine.
Okay. All right, here we are. We went to the website. We got the right website. We go over to tools. We got the tools online. We get to our list. We had case status. We talked about Emma. Here's where you file online. Here's where you change your address. Let's talk about this one. This is the last one I think we need to really hit before I answer just questions. E-request. E-request is really similar to case status update, but it's not the same thing. It is a way to communicate with us only for certain things. These 4 things are the 2 below. The first one is your case outside normal processing times? Is your case officially outside normal processing times? Now, we talked to Daniel about whether or not his case, his naturalization case, was outside normal processing times. If yours is, you may click this button and you may speak with us and ask us the question online. Give us the poke online. You'll need your receipt number. You need to know your alien number, which is your A number. You need to know the date that your naturalization application was filed. And you're going to have to give us an email address. And they will get back to you without having you to call the contact center. If you did not receive a notice by mail that you think you should have, you can click here. You say, I didn't get this notice. I checked case status updates and they said they sent me something, but I didn't get it. This is where you make that inquiry, okay? You'll have to have the same information I shared a moment ago. Now, if you didn't get a card by the mail, like let's say you're missing your green card and you did a case status check and it said that they mailed you a green card or an advance parole document, then you want to click here and let us know that the document seems to be missing in the mail. Okay, I'm sorry, a card. Same thing goes for a document. All right, so you didn't get a notice, a document, or a card in the mail, or your case is officially outside of normal processing times, then come to this area of our website rather than try to go to the contact center, because the contact center can be really hard to get through to. The other two things you can use for this very specific tool is if you need help at an interview, let's say you are wheelchair bound and you need an assistant to be with you, you can request an accommodation. Or if there is a typographical error on one of your notices, they have the wrong date of birth, they have the wrong name, etc. But other than that, you may not use this e-request tool. It won't work. Okay. All right. So there was a question that was asked of me in the beginning when we were first doing the chat, which is I'd like to bring my spouse over, or how do I get naturalization from my spouse? So for those of you who are on the call who are not even sure what you want, but you just want to know what the different things you can do are in immigration, who can you file for? How can somebody else other than you get a benefit? Then you want to come over to this area called Explore My Options. If you click on this, it's sort of like the game Make Your Own Adventure. What you could do is you can do a drop down here that says what you are. If you are a non-citizen, a green card holder, a US citizen, and then you say what you want to do. I want to, now you have to click one. So let's just say you are let's say you're a green card holder. And I want to travel outside of the United States, or renew my green card, or remove conditions on my green card. That's Daniel's situation. Or help a family member get a green card, or corrected error on my green card. Those are your options. Let's click on help my family member get a green card and see what happens. Click Explore My Options. And it gives you all these different links that you can read through to find out whether or not you can bring somebody here. So if I click on green card for family members of green card holders, it tells me who I can file for, how much it costs, what the steps are. It lets me file online. So if you are a green card holder, it looks like you can petition for your spouse or your unmarried children who are under the age of 21, or your unmarried son or daughter of any age, okay? But parents, for example, are not on the list, right? So if I change my adventure and I decide I am going to be a US citizen, I am a US citizen, and I want to help a family member get a green card, I'm going to get different links. It's going to let me look for a US citizen petitioning for a relative to come, or a preference relative, or an immediate relative. Okay, and I can click on that and find out who I can file for. Now, let's go to the question. I want to marry outside the United States and bring my new spouse to the United States. That's an interesting scenario. Let's see. I explore my options. I'm a US citizen. I can petition for a spouse. I click on it. It tells me how to do it and if I'd be eligible. If you're eligible, you can file for a foreign-born spouse in certain situations. The spouse's children have to be of a certain age, et cetera, et cetera. And this is how you file online. Okay? After you file, it tells you what to expect. So those are very helpful places to poke around to find out what you might be able to do. Those of you who are on the call who will be citizens soon, hopefully all of you, and you want to think in the future about what some of the possibilities are. Okay. All right. So I have no idea what time it is. Is it time? Have we gone over an hour? I can't see anything on my screen.
It's 4:04, so
Okay.
we are about on time. 1 hour.
Okay. We got 5 minutes left or less, but you tell me, let's go over what you've learned. You've learned Emma. You've learned how to get to this tools area that has all these different places that you can learn things from. You can make your own adventure. You can do a case status check. You know how to find processing times, and you know when and how you're officially outside of normal processing times. And you found out how to file online and some of the advantages to doing an account with us. Now, what else? Let's open it up to anything else that you would like to just check in about. Let's see, Ali. It says here to submit a form of adjustment of status to receive a green card. Does it cut time to file it with a lawyer, or does it have benefit in general? Okay, I'm guessing that you are asking if you had asylum and you now want a green card, you want to file for a green card. It's been at least a year since you've had asylum status. Is it a good idea to file it with an attorney? And it really depends on whether or not you think you have a complicated situation. People tend to go to attorneys or accredited representatives. Zara, are you an accredited representative? Okay. Like Zara, if they need help. And help could be because they need legal advice. They maybe are a little concerned about something, or they just would like someone who's done it before to help them with the service. But it is not a requirement. And having an attorney does not officially change any processing times. The only advantage I would say is that there may be some more quality control to completing your package. So you won't have delays of not having completed applications, which could be a problem. If you don't fill out your application correctly, it can lead to delays and rejections. And Zara, you want to add in anything to that?
No, and if you have legal representative or lawyer, we tell you what documents you add. So in the middle of the way, you don't get RFE, request for evidence.
Yeah. I do want to just say, though, what we don't want is only for people with a lot of money to use the immigration system, right? So people who are accredited representatives like Zara, they don't charge a lot of money. And you should not have to pay a lot of money in order to get this benefit. The form is free, and it can be done and filled out by anyone. And you don't want someone to charge you a lot of money for things that you can do yourself, because that can easily become a scam. Our forms are free. We will never ask you for money over the phone. And if you want to know how much a form costs, you can go right to our website and you can type in and ask Emma, how much does an application for naturalization cost? How much does a green card cost? You can put anything in there and she will direct you to a list that has every price on there. And then you'll know what things cost to apply for them, but no form costs money. It does cost some money to apply, but access to the form is always free.
Okay, perfect. Mr. Mehran, do you have any question?
الان من میتونم که فارسی مسئله رو مطرح بکنم.
Sure, بله بفرمایید.
ببینید من در 22 مارچ 2020 فرم N400 رو پر کردم. ما الان یه چیزی حدود 14 ماه گذشته. بر طبق چیزی که الان گفتن در رابطه با زمانی که در واقع این پروسسینگ تایم برای دفتر سنت آنا طول میکشه، حد اکثر زمان در واقع 16 ماهه. الان من تو ماه 14 هستم، یعنی ماکسیموم تا 2 ماه دیگه باید پرونده کامل شده باشه. ولی وقتی که به صورت آنلاین مراجعه میکنم و به صورت اختصاصی در واقع توی پیج خودم میرم، اخیراً یه باکس آبی رنگی اونجا هست نوشته estimated time until case decision approximately 4 months. یعنی اگر این 4 months به این 14 ماهی که الان هست اضافه بشه میشه 18 ماه و این 18 ماه با اون 16 ماه حد اکثر و ماکسیموم 2 ماه تفاوت داره. چرا این اخیراً این باکس آبی رنگ اونجا ظاهر شده و ظاهراً باید حد اکثر 2 ماه بنویسه و الان نوشته 4 ماه.
Okay. Jennifer, Mr. Mehran applied for citizenship March 22 of 2020, and in Santa Ana. He said when we checked processing time, it was the highest was 93% was 16 months. So he passed his 14 months, but when he checks his account, it's a blue box that it shows he has approximately 4 more months to go. Waiting time is 4 more months in that blue box, which gives the estimate time. And his question is, he waited 14 months till now, and if we add that 4 more months, it's going to be 18 months. It's going to pass the 16 months, which processing time says it's going to take.
Right.
So why is that?
I don't know. I don't know why they are projecting. You're telling me when you do a case status inquiry, it tells you that you should expect 4 months before you are going to get your interview? That's what it says?
It says, he said it says 4 months. Approximate time is 4 months for his to case
until he,
I'm
sorry, say that again.
مهران میگه تا اینترویوتون یا
Estimated time until case decision approximately 4 months.
Okay. But you have not been interviewed yet, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know why it is telling you, but it is basically, I see what you're saying. If you're saying if it really is 4 months, it's going to be late. It's going to be outside the window. And all I can tell you is that it will probably be, manage your expectations. It could be 4 months and it may be less. The backlog is changing really frequently. We are moving cases around. People are interviewing each other's cases. Sometimes you will go into a field office and be interviewed by an officer who is physically located in a different office. For example, we have Fresno officers who are interviewing our applicants in San Francisco as a way to cut down on the backlog. So there is no way for me to look in the ball and give you a true time where you're going to get that interview. These are all projections. And I understand that you're getting mixed messages between, 4 months and 2 months, basically. 2 more months to wait versus 4 months. If it goes on for 4 months and you are outside your normal processing time, that date has passed, you should do your inquiry that I showed you today on e-request. Go ahead and do it. Hopefully it won't happen.
Yes, thank you. ولی زهر خانم، من میخواستم یه مطلبی رو بگم، شاید این به درد همه بخوره و شاید این که اشکال سیستمی باشه. من توی یکی از این گروه ایرانیانم عضوم و وقتی که این آپدیت شد و این باکس آبی اومد، اصلا صدای همه در اومده بود، چون برای همه در واقع این تایما اصلا نمیخورد و یه چیزی اختصاصی برای خود ما که خیلی عجیبه. من، خانمم و دخترم در یک زمان واحد این تقاضا رو دادیم. من و خانمم برای فینگرپرینت ویو شدیم، ولی دخترم برای فینگرپرینت دعوت شد چون سنش پایین بود، 21 سالش بود. خب قاعدتاً چون در یک زمان اقدام کردیم، کیسمون هم تقریبا باید در یک زمان تکمیل بشه، حتی اکثر در داخل همین پروسسینگ تایمی که هست. حالا اینی که الان برای من تو این باکس اومده 4 ماه دیگه، برای دخترم اومده 12 ماه دیگه. یعنی ببینید اگه 12 ماه به علاوه 14 ماه اضافه بشه اصلا میشه یک رقم عجیب و غریبی 26 ماه و مثل اینکه اصلا این یه اشکال سیستمیه.
He says like that blue box recently appeared on most people's cases. There are apparently like it's a group that they chat about immigration and everything on different social media. Apparently majority of people do have complained about that blue box because the blue box waiting time doesn't match with processing time. So he thinks it's a glitch in system. So I don't, he thinks it's like system issue.
Okay, if he would like to send that in as an email to you, Zara, and then Zara, you can forward it to me. I will share that feedback with our agency and see if it is a glitch.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. آقای مهران لطف کنین اونو تو ایمیل برای من ایمیل کنین
بله.
و بعد من بهشون فوروارد میکنم که با ایجنسیشون صحبت کنن با USCIS.
بله ممنونم.
خواهش میکنم.
من
ایمیلم رو براتون میفرستم.
خیلی لطف میکنیم. متشکرم. مرسی.
خواهش میکنم.
Okay, Peggy, you had a question?
Yes. First of all, thank you for the information you provided us. It was very useful. Actually, I haven't applied for citizenship yet, but I would like to start it soon. So I just want to, I have some couple of questions. First of all, I want to know that the only form which I should fill for citizenship is form N400?
That is correct.
Only that one. So whenever I want to send all the related documents, you mentioned that we can open an account online and submit all these. There's no need to mail it. I mean, to send it by post.
No, you can set it by post. You can still do it by post, but you have the option of doing it, mailing it online instead.
Oh, yes. So it's better to do it online, to upload all the documents or whatever. But if by chance, by bad chance, we can say that if something happens during submission, then how can we know that that they have received those documents?
Because when you have an online account, they will respond to you immediately and say, "We have received your application."
Yeah. Okay.
Zara, you want to say something about that as well?
I just want to quickly say, if someone wants to waive the fee for $725 for application fee, you have to also add form I-912, and you can't fill out I-912 online.
من متوجه نشدم چی.
اگه میخوایم پول $725 اداره مهاجرت رو ندین، باید یه فرم دیگه اتچ کنیم به اپلیکیشنتون و اون رو آنلاین نمیتونیم بکنین. اون فرم آنلاین نیستش.
بعد اسم اون فرم چی هستش؟
I-912.
I-912. این برای از کجا
اینکه $725 رو ندین. جانم؟
خب اینا همه میتونن این کارو بکنن یا
بستگی داره. میخواید با من تماس بگیریم، من کمکتون میکنم.
Okay.
Okay.
Merci.
Thank you so much.
And one more question that I want to apply also for my mom, but actually since she is sick and she has Parkinson and dementia, she cannot take the citizenship exam. So what other form, is there any other form related to this that it should be filled or by doctor or by us?
Yes, I would suggest that you speak with Zara about that. It's called an N648 medical waiver, and you can see if she is eligible for that. N648.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much.
Perfect. Two people. Lillian, I think I saw your question. And if you
Yeah.
don't mind, can you guys, if it's legal question, please call 818-616-3091. My colleagues or I, we can respond to you, answer your questions.
Excuse me, can I ask my question?
Go for it.
Okay, hi. My question is that I feel I send the application N400 with the check, the $725. If someone has medical, can they use their medical for to fee waiver for? Can we go with the medical form?
Zara, do you want to answer that?
Sure. Yes, you can. Lillian John, can you call our office?
Okay, and I have one more question. My brother, he has the green card for 10 years, and his green card has expired on May 20, like yesterday. But we apply for renew his green card, and then can we apply for citizen instead of for the renewing the green card?
No, if you had applied for citizenship with 6 months left on the green card, then you would not have to replace your green card. But you have already, your green card or his green card has already expired. And so you will, if you apply for naturalization at this point in time, even if he filed tomorrow,
Yes.
he would probably not get an interview for, I don't know, maybe 12 months. So he would have 12 months without a green card. Now, 12 months without a green card, if you're not traveling and you don't have concerns with work, may not be a problem. But if it is a problem, then he should file and he will have to pay for a new I-90.
No, I mean we sent the application for the renew the green card. The USCIS, they send us the letter,
Okay.
that we receive your documents and then it's processing. Can we like apply for his citizenship? It's almost 10 years that he has the
Yes.
green card. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and for the travel history, because some dates that he doesn't remember the date of his travel, how can we do that? Can we go check by like travel history, or there is a form?
On your naturalization application, he will be asked his travel for the last
Yes.
5 years. Last 5 years.
Oh,
International travel. If he can look at his passport and figure it out, that's great. If he does not know exactly what his travel history is, he can guess. We will have records and systems at our disposal at the time of the interview to confirm those dates as well. You can do the best, he can do the best that he can putting that information together.
He just can write the things that it's in his passport or he remember, right?
Yes. Zara, would you give additional information when people are asking that question?
Yeah, we also FOIA if someone doesn't remember. It's a form. It's Freedom of Act. We fill that out with CBP, Custom Border Protection, and by the time the client goes for interview, that we have that trial, interview, and exit, so they can take it with them.
So then you'll know exactly the dates.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, officer. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other question?
خانم سارا، خانم زهرا نظر خان، میتونم از شما سوال کنم؟ من 2 تا دونه فی دادم، یه دونه فی برای گرین کارت، یه دونه فی برای سیتیزنشیپ. میتونم خواهشم امکان اجازه دارم، یعنی میتونم تقاضا کنم یک دونه‌شو برگردن چون که هنوز چه اتفاقی نیفتاده؟ نه
دیگه پروسس شده، شما کیس نمبر گرفتین.
اوکی تhank you. بعد یه سوال دیگه هم دارم. من الان به خاطر که میخوام خواهرم مریض است، میخوام برم خارج از امریکا، چیکار باید بکنم که بتونم هرچی زودتر بتونم برم که اقلا کارم انجام نگرفته، اقلا میتونم برم برگردم؟
میتونیم با من تماس بگیریم، میتونیم برین تمپرلی استمپ مهر میگیرین برای
آخه-
6 ماه. بعد اون کار مثل گرین کارت رو انجام میده براتون.
آخه
باید
پاسپورت
ببینید.
فقط 2 ماه اعتبار داره. پاسپورت
نه؟
فقط 2 ماه. پاسپورت فقط
خب
2 ماه
پاسپورتتون
اعتبار
رو
داره.
باید رینیو کنین.
اول باید این کارو بکنم.
پاسپورتتون رو رینیو کنین. اگه پاسپورت باطل بشه اون مهر I-551 هم باطل میشه.
یعنی امکان این نیست که کاغذی بگیرم جای
نه
پاسپورت
کاغذی
بزنم.
نمیدن، توی پاسپورتتون مهر میزنن.
اوکی مرسی. Thank you.
خواهش میکنم.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for your advice.
Perfect. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thanks for all the information you gave us. And
Well, thank you.
hopefully we will have you more often.
Well, thank you so much. I was not what I was expecting to talk about, but I hope it was helpful.
Oh, very helpful. Very much. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you so
Okay.
much for your help. Thank
Thanks
you.
so much to everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. You
Bye-bye.
too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye.
خانم
زهرا.
چه ساعتی و چه موقعی میتونیم باهاتون تماس بگیریم؟
ببینید
یعنی
ما
روز
هر روز
خاصی هست؟
ما هر روز اینجا هستیم بین 9:30 تا 5. جمعه ها تا 3 هستیم.
جمعه ها تا 3 9:30 تا 5.
بله.
شماره تماس
شما
لطف
هستین؟
میکنین؟
من هستم. بله من
آها.
همیشه بیشتر اینجا یعنی همیشه هستم. 818 616 3091.
میتونم یه سوالی بپرسم؟
بفرمایید.
برای سیتیزنشیپ الان فینگرپرینت نمیخوان؟
چرا یواش یواش شروع کردم فینگرپرینت میکنم، ولی خیلیا که مثلا فینگرپرینتشون رو از قبل داشتن اونا رو استفاده میکنم. میگم ما قدیمی ها رو استفاده میکنیم، ولی تا طوری که خودشون میگن حتی تا 2 روز قبل از اینترویوتون ممکنه ازتون فینگرپرینت بخوان.
چون نامه اومده که گفتم فینگرپرینت لازم نداره.
به شما گفتن لازم نداری؟ لازم نداری.
بعد یه سوال من متوجه نشدم با این مدیکال میتونیم فی ویور؟
بله با مدیکال میتونیم فی ویور بگیریم. باید با اداره سوشال سرویسز تماس بگیریم. ریکوست verification letter for verification letter of public benefit بکنین. بعد اون وقت یه فرمی هست با آی 912 پر میکنین و با اپلیکیشنتون میفرستین.
با یعنی به جز فرم N400 آی 912. بعد یه سوال دیگه، این خانم این آفیسر گفتن که ترافل هیستوری خودشون دارن همه رو، نه؟ یعنی
دارن، درست میگن، ولی بهتره اکورت باشه، برای اینکه وقتی که هر کی میره زیر قسم میخوره که همه چی تو اپلیکیشن درسته، بعد مچ نکنه یه ذره به نفعش نیستش. بهتره درست باشه، یا اینی که روزی که میره اینترویو هر چی که اشتباه بوده رو اپلیکیشن قبل از قسمش بگه. دوستان اگر لطف کنیم با آفیس ما تماس بگیریم، ما اینجا در خدمت هستیم از دوشنبه تا جمعه 9:30 تا 5 بعد از ظهر، جمعه ها تا 3.
مرسی.
عصر خوبی داشته باشین.
مرسی خانم زهرا، من به شما تماس میگیرم. مرسی.
ممنون.